WHMIS, Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System. What is WHMIS? It's a system of information about dangerous things or materials in Canadian workplaces. It includes things like the labeling of products, safety data sheets or SDS, and work education training. Do you recognize any of these symbols? These symbols can be found on the labels of products. WHMIS. Why do we need to know it? Why is it important? It's important because there are dangers everywhere. In the workplace, the community, on the street, everywhere. In this training, WHMIS will help you to understand the dangers around you. It will help you to read product labels, to understand why products have an SDS or safety data sheet, and how to use them. Everyone must have this training. All supervisors, staff, students on placement, everyone in the workplace, they must have WHMIS training. As an example, if you were to work at a gas station like this one, what hazards do you see in that environment? For instance, gasoline. It's very flammable, so that would mean don't smoke near the gasoline. Or if you spilled gasoline on your clothes, then your clothes become flammable. If possible, when working with gasoline, wear safety goggles. You would never drink gasoline and always pay attention to the traffic. Cars are moving constantly at a gas station. There are a lot of hazards in this environment that you need to be aware of. Who is responsible for WHMIS in the workplace? The employer is responsible. The staff and the supervisors are also responsible, but the employer must ensure there's a training program in place. Anyone who's hired must be trained quickly and read all of the policies and rules about safety in the workplace. They must understand those rules before they start doing the job. If you don't understand, it's very important that you let someone know, your supervisor, another staff, anyone, so that someone can explain everything to you clearly so that you and everyone else can be safe at work. WHMIS itself, it's the law. We must follow it. All employers must follow WHMIS. Before, under the old WHMIS system, nothing was standardized amongst different countries. Could you imagine if you had a product from Russia or from France and all of the labeling information was different? You couldn't understand it. It wasn't a process to keep everyone safe. Now it's much better. Everything has been standardized with all of the other countries under the global harmonized system. Now everyone can read the same symbols, the same information, so that everyone can stay safe. The MOL is the Ministry of Labor. They have inspectors who work for the government and attend different workplaces to complete investigations. They're there to make sure everyone is following the safety rules. Inspectors identify things that need to be repaired or changed in the workplace. They're there to help. It's very important to answer their questions honestly about what is happening in your workplace, especially if there has been a health and safety problem that your employer has not yet resolved. The government's responsibility is to address concerns from workers in all workplaces to make sure that everyone is safe at work. The SDS is a safety data sheet. It contains important information about products that you would be using in the workplace. For instance, if you had a spray, it would contain all of the information about how to use it properly, first aid information, what to do if you accidentally got it in your eyes, nose, mouth, inhaled it, or got it on your skin. It's all of the important information to use that product safely. The Health and Safety Board. All workplaces must have a health and safety board. It can be anywhere that it is easily seen at your workplace. Everyone must know where the Health and Safety Board is, as it has all of the important health and safety information for your workplace on it. Things like insurance information, processes, policies, health and safety laws. Some workplaces post their safety data sheets on their health and safety board or the location of them. Some employees who have serious allergies or health concerns can also choose to post personal information about where their medications are and how to help them in an emergency so everyone knows what to do. Companies who manufacture products must make sure they have the right labeling information on them. If you open a product and it does not have a label on it, do not use it. Contact the supplier to get the label and the safety data sheet information. It's important to know what's in these products before you use them so that everyone can stay safe. There are 4 ways for chemicals to enter into your body: absorption, inhalation, injection, and ingestion. First, I'll explain absorption. For your body to absorb something, it has to touch your skin and go through it, anywhere on your body. Examples of absorption are lotions, perfume, and bug sprays. For people who are very sensitive to chemicals or who have allergies, their skin only needs to touch something like a nut for their skin to react and for it to affect them. Next is inhalation. Inhalation simply means to breathe something in. Examples of that are gas fumes or using an inhaler, you inhale the medicine in. Smelling smoke from a fire, you inhale that into your lungs. Perfume or sprays in the air, anything in the air can get into your system and affect you. Next is injection or cut skin. It simply means that things can get into your body, into your blood, through a cut in your skin. Examples would be a needle, a dirty needle, glass, anything that can cut your skin. A bee sting is an example of an injection and causes a reaction in people who are allergic. Next is ingestion. It can be food or liquid. Someone who has a nut allergy, for instance, if they put nuts in their mouth, their throat might close. If you were to accidentally drink poison or chemicals, you could get sick. You could also have a reaction to food that isn't cooked or stored properly. All of these things are examples of things you might ingest that could make you very sick. The WHMIS symbols. These symbols are the ones that are now used all over the world. Next, I will explain what each of these symbols mean so you understand the warnings on labels that you see. The first symbol is health hazard, and it means anything that can get into your body using the 4 methods we talked about: absorption, inhalation, ingestion, injection. For health hazard chemicals, if they get into your body, it's very serious. It can really hurt you or you could die. An example, in mining, if you were to work in a mine, you would be exposed to dust. If you worked there over many years, the dust over time could damage your body. And also, if you have x-rays done, if you're not properly protected with the neck guard and the apron when you're having x-rays and you have many of them over a long period of time, your body could be damaged. Remember hearing about nuclear explosions? Radiation from those explosions can spread out and cause birth defects in babies born later. Next symbol, exclamation mark, which is less dangerous and also less serious, but you should still be careful when using it. An example of this would be a bathroom air freshener spray. You wouldn't spray it in your eye or mouth, or spray a lot of it near your mouth to breathe in. That's why there's a warning. Also, while you or I may not have a reaction to sprays like this, someone else might be sensitive or allergic to it. Another example is alcohol-based sanitizer. It's safe for use in your hands, but not safe to put in your mouth. Think about these things when you are using products. Next symbol is corrosion. Corrosive products will seriously damage skin and eyes. It can be very serious and possibly cause death. An example, some chemicals used in labs. If they get on your clothes or skin, they'll cause damage. Like you've probably seen in movies where they show acid. If it's in a container and bubbles over and the workers aren't properly protected or handling that acid properly, it could spill out and start dissolving and destroying everything around them. That's the possible effect of a corrosive. The next symbol is compressed gas and explosive. Compressed gas can explode. It's something that can be very serious. Some compressed gas products can also cause frostbite if it's released onto your skin. Other products can cause you to suffocate, and many can kill you. An example of a compressed gas is a barbecue propane tank or a helium tank, fire extinguishers. All of those are examples of compressed gases. The next symbol is toxic. Notice the skull and crossbones. It means the hazardous ingredient is very dangerous and could kill you. You could die if you are not protecting yourself. If you were to inhale, swallow, or have prolonged exposure to it, it can cause serious problems for you. An example would be rat poison. You see it in a container, but you would never eat it. It would make you very, very sick. Other chemicals, if they have the skull and crossbones on the label and you were to drink or eat it, you could die. The next symbol is a flame over a circle, or an oxidizer. An oxidizer can cause serious harm. It can burn, it can kill, it can cause a fire to get very large very fast. An example, when you see in movies a fire gets very big very quickly and then it reduces size just as fast, that's what can happen with an oxidizer, the flame over the circle. It can be very bad for you and the environment. Another example of an oxidizer would be a chemical that's used in swimming pools. You know, the one that hurts your eyes, or you can smell it when you're in the pool? It's in the water in very, very small amounts, and it's safe in these small amounts. But if you were to have a lot of it and drink it, it could kill you. If that same chemical comes into contact with fire or other types of chemicals, it can cause that fast, large fire and fast reduction effect. Other examples would be the cleaner or polish people use to polish silver forks, knives, and spoons, or peroxide. It's another oxidizer. You pour it onto a cut and it kills the germs, but if you were to drink it, it would really hurt you. The next symbol is biohazard or biological hazard. You've probably seen this symbol in movies, especially in zombie movies. People dressed with it on their clothes, or it's on containers, on doors, on cars, everywhere. That symbol is identifying that there is a biological hazard that could be dangerous to the environment or to people, animals, trees, any living thing. Any disease, AIDS is one, where if the proper controls and procedures for protection are not followed, it could be very dangerous and possibly kill people. An example of a biohazard is blood from a sick person. Some sickness lives in the blood and could spread through the blood to other people if it isn't handled properly. Other bodily fluids can also spread diseases. Vomit, mucus, vaginal discharge, semen, urine, feces, etc. If you handle any of these without using gloves, possibly goggles, gowns, and masks, you could be at risk of getting sick from them. This part is very important. It's about your rights at work. All employees have rights. You have the right to be safe at work. You have the right to tell your supervisor that your work isn't safe, and you have the right to refuse to do work that is not safe. You have the right to join the Health and Safety Committee at your work. You have the right to bring a concern to the Health and Safety Committee, and they must address it. You have the right to tell a coworker that something they are doing is not safe, like climbing up something that isn't safe. You can ask them to stop, and if they refuse, you can report them to the supervisor. These are your rights at work.